We're about to talk about one of the most overlooked factors in catching bass in the summer, guys. I just had 3 recent fishing trips where this one factor was the same on all of the trips. These trips were on different lakes, and we caught bass on different baits on each of the lake, but they had one factor in common, guys. So we're gonna go talk about that to help you catch more bass in the summer. Thank you for coming to the Fishing Coach YouTube channel, guys. I am Coach E, Jimmy Eastring, but guys, just go ahead and call me Coach. That's just what I go by. And guys, on these fishing trips, okay, one was with a good friend of mine as we're filming a video that came out recently, the scope versus no scope series. If you've not checked those challenge series out, guys, I'll put those videos down in the description. And the other 2 trips, guys, were on guided trips, forward facing sonar trips, guided trips. And if you're interested in a forward facing sonar lesson, electronic lesson, on the water lesson, I offer a variety of lessons, or just a guided trip, man, go down there, check out my Jimmy Eastring Fishing Facebook page. The link's in the description. So guys, let's talk about these 3 trips and the factor that's overlooked. I talked about this in another recent video too, but I'm about to go in depth to help you guys understand more. One of them, guys, was a Lowland reservoir type lake, and it was a cloudy conditions, a light wind. And one thing that happened there, guys, is we kind of had some flurries in the morning, just a couple bites here and there, and then, you know, we kind of went offshore. Okay, so in the second part of the video, we went offshore from like 10 to noon, and it was kind of slow, and we didn't do that good. We caught little fish. Then about 1:30, we decided to go back to the bank. And as we went back to the bank, we all of a sudden got on them and caught them. Caught them on a swim jig, caught them on a frog. So right here, just a little frog. And this is the old toe thumper right here, the swamping frog, the old walking frog. I like this color, forgot exactly the color. But guys, middle of the day, 2 o'clock was like the 1:30 to 2:15 was the bite window, but we catch them on top waters, okay? A couple days later, I'm on a totally different lake. Totally different conditions, by the way. It was sunny, no wind. Now this was a forward-facing sonar kind of guided trip, man. It's with one of my good friends now, as we've done a few trips together, and we've done them on different lakes. And this one was a smaller Lowland type reservoir lake as well. But he couldn't start due to his work that he does. He couldn't start till about 9:15. So we got out there 9:15. We kind of graphed, kind of fished a little bit. But guys, from like 9:30, 9:40. To 11 o'clock, it went down. I mean, guys, we had 20 pounds. I mean, for nothing over 5 pounds, I'm talking we had 20 pounds, a bunch of 4.5s, 4.8s, caught some other good fish there. Then it slowed down, guys. About 11:15, 1:30, 1:45, I mean, we might have caught 1 or 2 fish. And he was like, hey, man, well, you know, if they don't speed up, we can go. We've had a good day. But guys, from like 2 to 2:30, it went down again. We got in a flurry, caught some fish. That day, we caught them on the old jig head minnow. They ate this dude that day, guys. There's just days they eat it, days they don't. Don't force it. Just a freeloader right here. We're throwing on a 1/8 head and 1/4 ounce heads of shallow lake. And then they also ate Big Dixie, okay? They also ate Big Dixie that day. That's the Talon spoon. So far we've caught them, guys, as I said, kind of middle, later in the day on a topwater, and then also on baits that are higher in the water column. And, you know, like this, you fish this kind of anywhere. So my 3rd trip now, guys, is a Highland reservoir type lake. Now, it's Lake Hamilton in Hot Springs, okay? One thing about Lake Hamilton, though, is that the level throughout the summer will stay, you know, the same level. It's an energy lake, and there's docks, you know, and stuff, guys. But with Ouachita, they'll let it get lower to pull water through it so it can produce, you know, energy, electricity, right? So, guys, this day, we started 11 o'clock. I had meetings in the morning, and this was an afternoon guided trip. And we started 11 o'clock, guys. From 11 to 1:15, we had 2 fish in the boat, and one of those was a crappie. Okay, one was a crappie. I wasn't panicking because I knew it could get good, and the guy I had was a experienced fisherman and kind of understood, and he knew it could turn on. But then, you know, I made an adjustment to go try to find new water. As I've talked about y'all guys before, I'm not afraid to find new water. Definitely on a guided trip, I'm not afraid either. And it didn't work. We came back down the lake to where I've been on some fish, and they were set up a little different than previous trips. And guys, from 1:30 to like 3:45, the crankbait was the dude. I think we caught 17 fish in that 1:30 to 3:45 range on a 5XD. The 300 DD here by 6 cents was a player in a variety of colors. The threadfin color, then my old favorite shad drone as well. But guys, that 1:15 to 3:45, it went down. And guys, there are wake boats out there, pontoon boats. It is hot, hot, hot. And guys, that's what I'm getting to now is 3 different lakes, 3 different situations, 3 different types of techniques, and they all ate from that 1 to 3 o'clock period. Guys, in the summer, that 1 to 3 o'clock period, for some reason that middle of the day, they will eat. Now, not always, but more times than not, that is a good feeding window. Guys, on 2 of these trips, the sonar, Moonface Terrible, said it was bad. Like, not a good day to fish. But guys, for some reason they like that. Like, Hamilton was the one yesterday. Dude, it was a blast. I mean, we're out there, middle of the lake, there goes pontoon boats, this, you know. We're fishing ledges with these crankbaits, guys. And I've been fishing some of these spots. If you're one of my guys that's been on trips with me out there, some of the areas we've been fishing, because I've done some trips out there with kids, adults, to try to teach them that crankbait bite, but it's not been happening. And I told them that water needs to get a little warmer. We've been catching them on the jig head minnow, swim bait, shaky head's another thing, topwater too. We've been catching them on topwaters. But like all that was done, and it turned to the crankbait. And it just, at 83, 84 degree water, crankbait happened. And they were just set up different on this stuff. But guys, it's cool how that 1 to 3 o'clock period, it's something about the summer. One thing, let's talk about why. One thing about it is the sun's at the highest point, or near the highest point where it's kind of been throughout the day, that noon to 3, and fish can get positioned on these pieces of cover depending on the shade that's created. And like Hamilton, guys, there's no current getting generated. I know one of you might be like, hey, it's a current getting generated. Guys, I ran up near the dam and it was 85 degree water. We ran past the last bridge. It was muddy water up there, staying to mud for Hamilton, and it was 85 degrees. It was 83, 84 on the lower end. So they hadn't really been pulling like that consistently, or I'm just like, I was shocked when it was that warm up there. So current wasn't much of a factor there as it should have been, okay, as you would think it is. So something though, guys, about that middle day bite. But one thing that happens, the fish at Hamilton that day were all thick. The other lake, they were all thick. In the first lake with Briar that y'all watched, those fish were still like skinny post-spawnish, which was kind of interesting. That might have been why the shallower bite was more there. But these fish are feeding up for the dog days of summer. It's hot right now, but it's not been hot for a long time. But them Hamilton fish were thick. They're feeding up. And when that water gets like that 82 to 85, 86, they're going to eat. And then that water gets hotter, their metabolism is going to go speed up, so they got to eat. Now, there just might be certain times of the day they do eat. But guys, if you remember watching the MLF events, MLF original, the original format of where it's catch, weigh, release, show up to a lake randomly, 3 periods, not the new BPT stuff, you know, but the original MLF events. That third period was always a player. It was like it was the best period, okay? And that's one thing that, like, I think's very, very overlooked in the summer. So hopefully you don't overlook that. I know it's hot outside. You might be like, Jimmy, I can't sit in that heat. I get it. If you're in Texas, I know that gets hot, but guys at Lake Fork and those places, they eat during that time. So tips to do out there, guys: have water, stay hydrated, sunscreen. I like wearing the sleeves and the hood. Sunscreen's a must. I need to start wearing sunscreen on my feet. I keep getting compliments on my feet being too dark and they're going to get skin cancer, so I probably need to start doing that as well. But guys, stay hydrated in the summer. Don't miss this overlooked bite window, okay? Do not miss it. Now, guys, let's get real quick to the Fishing Juice segment, okay? The Fishing Juice segment, newer part of the video, the Fishing Coach YouTube channel, okay? This one today, I'm going to talk a little about its integrity, okay? Integrity. So something about integrity, and I feel like we're losing it each year as it kind of gets on as us people. And I say that, I don't know, I could be wrong. Y'all might be like, no, it's good. But integrity, and it goes back to your character, and then it goes back to your heart. The first thing is I just want to share is, are you true with yourself? Are you true in situations, okay? So guys, integrity, we can talk about this and talk about your character, my character, and it's just something that we can all work on. As fishermen, we like to fib, we like to lie, we like to play the game. I play the game, you play the game, some of my good friends love playing the game. But guys, even more to that, are you true with yourself? And if you're not true with yourself in situations, then you're not true with others, you're not true with family members, you're not true with your wife, your kids. So the first thing is, are you true with yourself in situations? Y'all hear that motorcycle behind me? I'm going to keep rolling. We're just going to wait. So with that is our character, and you got to start with your character before you go to others. So you have to be true to yourself, is always what I said, is always what I've thought, is just true to yourself in your situations, okay? Do not lie to yourself, because the people I know that tend to lie and live a different life, they lie to themselves. But you got to be true to yourself. Okay, guys, appreciate it. Thank you for watching the Fishing Coach YouTube channel today. I'm at the out in the water. Go graph around, find some fish. We'll see you on the next one.